like Hammy. That's what a lot of the old ladies at the church would say about me. You see, I was one of those kind of, well, things always seem to happen around me. I may have been in the middle of it. I may have started it. I don't know. But people always liked it and laughed and joked. And when the ladies at the church would see me doing it, they'd say, just like Hammy. I love that. Because you see, Hammy was my grandfather. Hammy was my mother's father. Hamilton Andrew Payne. And these people who said I was just like Hammy, they knew Hammy. Because see, my mother and father grew up in the same church there in Washington, D.C. So these people who said I was like him, they had seen him as a boy. They had seen him growing up, and they knew he was like the kind of person who attracted a crowd and made people laugh and shared love. And when they said I was just like Hammy, wow, that was just great. I mean, it's like, well, see, here's what we saw Hammy do. He was a good artist. And on the back of the church bulletin, he might draw the picture of one of the deacons sleeping. And then he passes it to us. And we saw laugh in the church. And then he told my mother, you know, kids are playing in church. That was Hammy. Or maybe he's in the choir. The choir is marching there. We're marching to Zion. Beautiful, beautiful Zion. And then, when he came by us, he stuck out his tongue. And we just laughed. And then we're in trouble again. And then he's come back, just like Hammy. But Hammy, you know, the words that they speak over you as a child, good or bad, has a lot to do with how you turn out. Sometimes you want to turn out the way, and sometimes you don't want to turn out the way, but it does have that influence. And I thought I wanted to be the kind of man like Hammy, who brought joy, who brought happiness, who loved people and was loved by people, because people who said just like Hammy usually said that because they loved Hammy. And they also loved little Ollis. Little Ollis was named after his father, Ollis John Mozon Sr., who also would be in that choir with Hammy. See, Hammy had a great deep voice, and I got the voice. Yeah. I'm like Hammy, I got the voice. But nothing was better to be in church, men's choir, and this Hammy, and my daddy, and me, and my brother holding down the bass section. Boom! Just like Hammy, we would rock, we would rock. Just like Hammy. But then, you know, you always learn from your grandparents, but he wasn't perfect. He had a few flaws. Because I don't know what happened. It happened before I was born. Hammy and Dot, my grandmother, my mother's mother, they weren't married anymore. Something happened. But you know, I watched that and I said, I don't want to be like Hammy like that. Because see, while we loved Hammy, we loved Granddaddy, he could never be there at the big family gathering on Christmas. All my mother's brothers and sisters were there. All my cousins were there. But Hammy wasn't. After some years, there was Frank. They called him Granddaddy Frank, but I never called him that. He was Grandma Dot's husband. He wasn't Granddaddy Frank to me. And he was a nice man. Except for I was too old. See, I think I was the oldest first grandchild. I was over 12 by the time he came in the picture. And we would pass out those silver dollars to all my cousins. He'd say, you're too old, so that's why. Like Frank. Hammy would give it to me though. Yeah. But besides church, the other place where you really got to see Hammy was on Tuesday nights. Tuesday nights at the Mozon house. Boy, it was rocking. Because everybody just cutting up like Hammy, Dad down on Elsie. It's like I would be down to the Hills house. I used to hang out with the Hills. Hills had Larry and Stanley, there were 7 of those boys. You know, you want to hang with your friends who have a lot of big brothers, because I was a little guy. You know. But they'd all say, hey, Ollis, I think Dina and Hammy and your grandma are up there, because the whole block could hear them when they were down there. And that thing of being at the house is another thing where I realized I didn't want to be like Hammy because Hammy smoked. It didn't smell good. And though Daddy highly respected his father-in-law, he had a house rule. You don't smoke or drink in the Mozon house. But there was a little green beanbag ashtray that we kept, that when Hammy came to the house, Dad would give it to him. And Granddaddy would take it out on the front porch and smoke his cigarette. I don't know why he wanted the little smelling things. I tried them a few times, it just wasn't for me. Just like Hammy. Hammy, his life taught me so much. And the last great lesson that Hammy taught me was about, it's funny, about how to not, actually two lessons. One, don't mess with alcohol too much. He could not leave it alone. And he got this disease called cirrhosis of the liver. We heard it was because he drank too much. He wouldn't stop drinking. That didn't make sense to me. And then I was in training to be a Navy chaplain. I'd been called into ministry, and then the opportunity came for me to be a chaplain in the United States Navy. So when I'm in chaplain school, one of the sessions was on alcoholism. And suddenly it's like, oh, it's an addiction? It's a disease? That's what's wrong with Hammy. I gotta let Granddaddy know. But during that very week when we were getting that training, Granddaddy died. And one of my instructors, who was a Navy chaplain, was the one who brought the Red Cross message. I'll never forget how compassionate and caring he was to me in delivering that bad news about the death of a family member. Little did I know how often I would have to do that. But when I did that, I would think about Hammy. When I said to that young sailor, that Marine, we have bad news from the Red Cross message, I always think about Hammy. And I think, how would Hammy do this? And Hammy would do it with a smile, an arm around the shoulder, and in a deep voice say, it's gonna be all right. I just wanna be just like